And you are sending live. All right, people, INFP with Tom here. I I am like 1 hour late now, but in fact, the truth is, I am not about 1 hour late. I was sitting here for, yeah, approximately up to half an hour, speaking with myself as I do. But the problem was that, thank you, Matt, wherever you are now. You came in here and you made me knowledgeable about the fact that there were no sound. So I've been sitting there for around 30 minutes before Matt came in telling me that there's no sound, Tom. What are you doing there? Just sitting there talking. You're on mute, dude. And now I don't know, maybe it's now as well. And I have no real way to check that. I mean, it's making a little bit of a notice on this kind of this bar there. I don't know if it's, but anyway, I believe we are live. That's for sure, and I believe we have sound. So we are now local time 20.49, and I was going to say that the time, yeah, I just check on my phone now so I can really see if it's, maybe I can check my own. Just check on my phone now so seems like there is, we have, we have sound. That's confirmed now. So anyway, welcome guys. Local time 50 minutes past 8, and there is the December 23rd. I was thinking we are not just very close to Christmas. It is Christmas. So, fellow friends, Merry Christmas and welcome to INFP with Tom. What's been new? Let's go through everything I was sitting here talking about. Let's go through it again, and that's fine. Um, Today was my last day. Anyway, just speak first a little bit about myself. The last day, obviously, tomorrow is the great day, Christmas Day or Christmas Eve. Where I come from, we celebrate Christmas on the 24th. Here in Portugal, I know it's 25th, as in America, as in Australia, probably as in England also, or UK. I'm not entirely sure, but it could be 24th for England. Let's check it out. Yeah, they are December 25th as well. Um, so I'm off tomorrow. It was great to have a shorter week. So I'm going to be off now Friday, the whole weekend, obviously, and I'm also going to be off on Monday because I have the honor, the great pleasure of receiving my parents. So they will be here around after lunch tomorrow. They should be flying in, which is great. Merry Christmas, E, and thank you for joining INFP with Tom. Merry Christmas, Christmas special. So yeah, we have made the plans. I'm obviously meeting them up at the airport. But first, one thing, I'm going to make the test, the big test about to make sure you don't have a certain illness. So you don't have a certain virus. You have a certain disgusting bacteria in your system. And that would be the first time I am putting myself in a situation to make this test. I never done before. I never done any of these tests, but now I will do it. I will have to do it because if I would like to take my parents to have great experiences to different restaurants, for instance, or yeah, go to places. Because yeah, I am not even allowed to enter. I mean, I can enter restaurant, but I am not allowed to. They will not serve. I'm pretty sure of. I mean, some places they do, but I don't want to take any risks. So I obviously I'm going to make a test, and we will enjoy ourselves. And yeah, so that would be great. Live. I will. Um, because probably on the 25th, oh, in fact, I know on the 25th everything is closed here. I tried last year to go out and have a dinner by myself, and everything was closed, which was very weird. So I ended up last year celebrating Christmas with the Brazilian woman I was living with before I moved here in Porto. And I was thinking also if I actually have celebrated Christmas alone before, and when I paid a closer thought to it, I have not actually. I thought I did 2019, but I did not. I know that in 2017, while I was in university, I celebrated with the girlfriend at the time, and with my parents. And then 2018, I was in Portugal already. That was the first year in Portugal. I celebrated with friends. And then 2019, I flew home, celebrated Christmas home, and last year 2020 it was here, and this year will be with my parents coming here, so that's such a treat. That's a real treat. That's a luxury. So obviously going to try to give them the best of experience to get away from home, and they have a dog, and leave that dog, that little puppy. I mean, it's about 9 months now or something like that. But anyway, leave that to my brother and his girlfriend. So yeah, that's I think that's good for them to get away. One thing was a little bit I felt because I mean earlier I told my parents, could you bring my electric guitar actually, but I was not certain. Like I don't want to bother them to like drag a electric guitar with me case, like take it on the aircraft and drag it along, you know. So no, my dad called me this morning, like, do you want me to take it? It's no problem. Like, I was still, like, I was working and I was hesitating. But I just told him, yeah, I think about it a little bit, and I call you back. And then when I called back in the afternoon, they were already on the way to the airport and they didn't bring it. So that's my bad. But yeah, I mean, they would be great to have it. But I mean, the last time I had it here, I didn't really do anything either. My plan was because yeah, so many projects. Like we would get into this having projects. It's been a heck of a year, but I know I can do more. There's the daytime job, there's the side business, there's writing, and in speaking of writing, I have now the book completed. I've done 2 rounds of editing. It basically I need to do one proofreading, and it's tough, obviously. And now I have another writing job that I'm considering to take up to invest myself in doing. Maybe actually even, but that's maybe more long term. Starting my own business and like make a collaboration of all these creative projects that I'm working and have them under this structure of a business. But that's a longer vision or future plan. But back to the thing about the guitar, it's not like I actually, because the place I lived in Lisbon, it was so bad when I think about it compared to here. I mean, this place is good. This is, I wouldn't stretch saying it's great, but it's absolutely not bad. I mean, the place in Lisbon, that was bad, but at the time I thought it was nice. I thought it was. I can't believe I lived there so long. Actually, I always just told myself, but the location is great. But actually, the location didn't really suit me either. It was too much of a business district. Um, but yeah, when I think, because the one reason why I want to have the electric guitar is because I want to start learning to record. And the connection between what I said, I have so many projects and different things and writing. It's nothing. Nothing is going to be perfect or even good in the beginning. It's like with writing. You put in a minute there, hour there. You put in, everything. Every time you invest is becoming better, and you build upon it. You just build upon it, and it becomes something of it. It's the same with a song, and it's the same with learning how to produce music, I guess. And one thing I'm afraid I that's a problem I have. It's a problem I have, and I guess it's an insecurity that I have, and I think it's a combination of things. It's partly the partly is about like lacking belief in yourself and just going for what you want, but it's also a combination with having a lot of respect for what you're doing. So it kind of pull you back, and you just don't dive deep into it. For example, when it comes to recording, learning how to do that, and buying equipment and whatnot. And I should say, of course, of course, it's easier here, but it would not, it would just didn't, it was not going to happen when I was living in Lisbon because it made no sense to invest in a lot of equipment and then the place you live is not good. It's not your place. Obviously, I don't own this place as well. This is not I didn't buy this, and I wouldn't want to buy this for that matter as well. But this is different. This is still more mine than the place was in Lisbon because company there was a company rented, so there was a lot of insecurities there. There was not stable. Here is stable in the sense that I just pay my rent and I just live here. I mean, it's way different from the place in Lisbon. That was crazy, that place, when I think about it. There was so many things that happened there, and there was so bad neighbors, and there was violence, and there was not a healthy place to stay for me. This is healthier for me. One thing that bothers me is the road, but it's not a big deal. Sometimes it's more annoying, sometimes it's not. But yeah, back to the thing about having respect for new projects that you do. It's it's always been like that. You want to do something so bad, so you are kind of just dreaming, or not dreaming about, you are visualizing and thinking about what angle you want to do this. And writing have helped me so much, and also painting when I did painting, and I will pick up painting again in the future when I'm older. That's for certain, because it helps to think, it helps you to start, because and you enter into kind of you enter a mindset where you don't think, and that's actually very meditative. You enter a place where you let creativity take you on a hold, and that makes you realize that you can actually do anything. You can do so many things if you realize that if you just start from one angle, one spot, just like with writing, like one little word you put in, one sentence there, and obviously it's difficult in the beginning. Writing is hard. Yeah, I just been writing an article recently now I will actually talk about that later. It's finished, and I'm probably going to publish it tomorrow. But the thing is with the what was I gonna say? The writing is you put yeah you just invest time and you become better. And that I'm not saying that I'm good at it. I'm just all right. And I guess it's the same thing with learning how to produce. Uh, I got a great deal of respect for it, and it feels like it would have made more sense to have my electric guitar here. And for that matter, I really want to buy a new guitar. I found the one I will buy. I just don't know when I'm gonna do it. There's a lot of things that I need to buy, especially for making a studio, like just a basic home studio. But anyway, enough with that. I just wanted to get that out of the way. Um, so I I make lists. I make a lot of lists. Um, this list is about because yeah, today is the this is Christmas week now. It's the Christmas week now, and I made a list what I wanted to complete to do before the end of this week. So I have tonight and I have tomorrow morning. Because yeah, I didn't say that. Tomorrow morning I will make. I think maybe I mentioned it. I'm gonna make a test. Yeah, I did mention it. So I made a list here that I was going to clear my emails. You know, you have so many emails that are sent with a lot of unnecessary stuff, all stuff that is not important anymore. And I got that out of the way. That feels nice. And I have also uploaded a lot of photos to cloud because I have on my phone I got so much footage. It's ridiculous. Cleaned my room. I canceled a subscription for my business that we don't need anymore. And then I need to edit. Yeah, I made actually on Sunday. I went out with my friend and I had a bottle with a note in, this message in a bottle that I got from somebody in Lisbon that I have not used there. And since I moved to Porto, I always had the idea of throwing it into the river from the bridge. So on Sunday, I decided, okay, I'll go out, have a coffee with my friend, and I just told him like I want you to just shoot a few clips, few video clips of me doing this and that. And then I'm going to put them together and edit them into like I don't even know, maybe 2 minutes long clip and add some music to it and just change the speed of it and make them, yeah, edit it basically. And I will see what becomes out of it. And one of the clips, that's when I'm throwing the bottle from the bridge. It's like this glass jar with a wrapped up note inside of it that I wrote on, and I put it in there, put the cork on. Maybe I share it on my channel here actually when I'm done. So I need to do that tonight, and then also finish the article. So let's get into the article. Just very brief. If you want to read it later, I will share it probably. So it's the yeah, this is the article. I believe I mentioned it earlier. It's in the earlier show, the death of individuation in the age of social media. So just short, what it's about. It's basically about the big technology and authority, how they, especially social media platforms, how they becoming too powerful today in this day and age, and they are making research. Obviously, there are sociologists, psychologists, you name it, working for these big social media platforms. They hire these behavioral scientists and making huge scientific reports based on, because can you imagine every click you do on these platforms, it's registered, and there are analytics or analytical people, engineers, scientists using this data, and making, I guess, quantitative studies to serve a purpose, so to serve agenda that they have. And one of the research that they have made proved that they can show a particular content to especially younger girls, to make these users, these younger girls, to stick around longer on the social media platforms, which in return, in the long run, will cause them to make a purchase, or they will convert. Because you know how extremely a lot of ads and different things you can subscribe to, you can buy, you can register or sign up to, anything of this content that makes these younger girls stay around longer had a result on their mental health well-being. A lot of them had the what do you say? It caused them becoming more anxious, depressed, and some even had increasing suicidal thoughts, which is, I mean, it's nothing but sad, and it's very greedy that these social media platforms know this, but they're thinking about the profit instead, because they don't care about what, as long as the content that the users are being shown will result in a conversion and consume and a profit in the long run, then health well-being doesn't matter anymore, is what I'm trying to say. So that's one part I'm writing about, and how people, how I'm not going to mention which social media was doing this, but maybe I did actually on one aspect. Yeah, I mentioned one here, but I don't want to mention it in my stream here. But anyway, that they are, how should I say? I mean, I guess you gotta read this. Anyway, they are the big tech and social media platform becoming too big, so they make their own rules, their own policies, and they can decide and dictate what can be said depending on what nation they are serving. Obviously, in democratic societies, they are more dictating and making their own rules, which is so weird. They can dictate, they can frame basically, and they can infiltrate or influence the public opinion, compared to a more traditional authoritarian society, like, I don't know, a very conservative society. They are going to obviously like follow those rules so much in these countries, these very, very traditional conservative countries. But in our open societies, they are just trying to form and shape users into a kind of having the same mindset. But it's also limiting the liberty of a freedom of expression at the same time. And this has been seen. I mean, we've seen this in how these platforms have entwined with authority and infiltrated elections. And I mean, if you don't believe me, I'm not going to go into this too much here, and I don't want this to be me considered as how should I say? I don't want to be considered as against social media. I'm very much for it. I believe in social media because it interconnects us so much globally, for instance. But it's dangerous when it's becoming authority, big elitists and big companies are entwined, and they can make influence on the authority to make a particular parties stay in power, for example. If you don't believe me, I recommend you reading about Cambridge Analytica, for example. And also, I'm writing about that also. I mean, what happened during the 2020 election is also in there. It's openly written how big corporative elitists joined together to to manipulate information to ensure the proper outcome. Time magazine wrote about this. It's open, and I have quotes here. I have the quote how they openly, um, for instance, left-wing activists and business titans made plans to impact and manipulate information with different campaigns to have their, basically they claim to save democracy. Uh, yeah, what can you say about that? I mean, if this really taking place, uh, especially now, I mean, technology and the accumulation of data these social media platforms does, they probably know more about our behaviors online than we know about it than ourselves. Because if they have millions, I don't know, yeah, let's say millions of accumulated data about its users, they can track different behaviors. Obviously, they can predict and have an greater understanding of us, its people, its citizens, than they could potentially like before this technology was so developed. Yeah, that's thank you so much. Yeah, I love writing about these things, and if you're interested, I recommend you to take a look on my channel, perhaps tomorrow night, on my YouTube channel, because on my channel page I have a link there to my Medium profile, and I'm going to publish it there. And just a little bit more about the article. I'm writing about how the framing and its own policy making, because they are making their own policy, which kind of dictates above fundamental and federal laws, basically. For instance, freedom of expression. What you can write, what you can say on these media platforms, and then you have MSM also connecting with this and pushing even further what is correct, well, regardless of what campaign is going on, because you have these campaigns and these activists screaming loud. Because I was always worried about the loudest speaking person in class. Like when I was in university, there was always one of these people and one guy or several of them that always wanted to speak so loud and seem so charismatic, and they stood up in class when they spoke, and probably for a very good intention. And I don't care whatever political side you're on. I don't really believe in that anymore. I mean, I guess I do also, but I'm drift. In some cases I do, but in other cases I believe that this is not, it's not real anymore. I mean, it's because I mean, if this is going on, what I'm just telling you about here, then actually authorities just giving its citizens the perception that an election is going on. And but I mean, if Time magazine writing this openly about it, it's frightening. Yeah, but when these campaigns is going on, it's, and then I mean, there's a social psychological phenomena which is called scapegoating. And basically that is when the mass majority of people have decided to point out a group minority or an individual and shame that person or shame that group to have the wrong opinion. And if we have big think tanks, big tech, social media platform accumulating a large amount of data, and then they're having a campaign. I'm not going to mention any campaigns that have been happening the past years, but there have been a few campaigns like this, and some of them are still going on now. If you are not participating in this, and a lot of people want to participate in this by uploading images on social media that you are supporting this and all these things, and they believe you're standing for a good cause. Absolutely, there are aspects in these campaigns that are so appealing to the ear. There are aspects about this that is very important for us to develop as one, because we are one. I can't say it any other way. I mean, we are one human race. We are one people. But there are these campaigns, and what these campaigns actually are doing, they are obviously there is always one leader, one activist, founder, leader of these groups that are, for some reason, they turn out to be very wealthy in the end, which is weird. Uh, they are separatists, loud screaming, frustrated, probably in a lot of pain, these activists, and also these people that join because they have they feel like now they have a opportunity of just lashing out their aggression. And if you are standing there like, I don't feel right about this, I don't buy this campaign, because there are actually other forces a lot of times behind this. Even if you over there, like, sure, you believe you're an activist joining this campaign, this social movement, doing this for a good cause. Now I feel you, I can see that. I mean, let me read one quote I have in the article here. It's so good. So this is Dave Chappelle saying this. Quote, I support everyone's right to be who they want to be. My question is, to what extent do I have to participate in your self-image? End quote. That sums it up actually very well, that you have these campaigns and you want me to also, like, live that. No, but it's very basic. I support everybody who they can be who they want. Obviously, don't hurt anybody. I mean, that's the end of the line. I see here I made some bad editing. And the last part about this article is about the death of individuation, because individuation is a process, an individual in you can say an individual transformation of becoming your best self. You can end it with that. You can say like that. So there are a few headlines about that. It's like I said, I think it's gonna. I think I'm satisfied. I mean, it always kind of turning out different than what you thought, but that's okay. But yeah, enough with that. Let's keep going, like, a few more minutes here, like, because yeah, this turned out a little bit different than I expected. So I'm going to tonight. I'm just going to relax. Like, well, I have the editing to do with that video, or maybe tomorrow morning. And then tomorrow morning, I was actually thinking about going to make some shopping for, because when my parents are here, we cannot go out on Saturday. Everything is going to be more or less closed, all restaurants. So, but I found one solution that we, after I pick them up at the airport, then we go to our place where we stay, and there is a nice grocery store there. Yeah, I don't know why I mentioned that. It's not really interesting, but anyway, I also have so many idea for. Yeah, I mean, excited for the next coming years. Gonna be a lot of things coming up, a lot of new things that I'm gonna deal with, like all of us. I'm just thinking that when can I travel again? That would be so nice to travel. I would like to go to America again, but I mean, to be honest, one part of me, I want to move there. I really love it. I enjoy it a lot. I just feel like right now it's, at least from what I'm reading, and obviously the news is not telling the whole picture. A lot of times people are living like normally and working hard and doing normal daily life, like, but what's going on in the media, it seems like there's so, it's not a good time now with the whole thing that's up with the world in general, and some states seems worse than others. I don't know if it's, if we will see an end of this next year. I really hope so. Like all of us hope. Obviously, all of us hope that. All of us wish for that. But I mean, economy. It seems what I hear, it's going up so much. Prices in a lot of things there. But yeah, I don't know how normal people see it. At least some interviews that I've been checking, it's people have difficult to like fill up the tank or whatnot. It's the same in Sweden. It's really the same going on there. It's insanely expensive. I mean, the electricity now also, it's more pricey to even charge your electric vehicle than fill it up with gas or diesel. I mean, it's strange how they push the citizens of Sweden to use to buy electric vehicles, but then is they increasing the price of gas and diesel, and now it's becoming even more expensive to recharge your electric vehicle. So it's just the opposite. Yeah, well, it's so many things that right now I feel like, do I want to be around in this world with all these things going on? Short answer, yes, of course. So many things I want to do, and I'm so excited for realizing what one can do. Who said that? Was it Elon Musk? And this is a good answer to all these negative people being negative to people that are successfully rich or whatnot. That yeah, without anybody making things, there would not be no, there wouldn't be any things. I mean, a lot of great people, not only great people, but a lot of people, they make great things, and if you don't make anything, there are no things. I feel, I think I was listening to Tim Pool, was it the other day, about, yeah, yesterday, how like creativity is one, and I really agree with this, that there are energies in the world, there are good and bad energies, and there's a balance to it also. There are good in bad, and there is bad in good, and you need to find the balance, and you have to choose like to make something good of yourself and giving to this world. And they talked about how creativity is a good energy. Obviously creation can also have is down, because in creativity there is also distraction, and in distraction there is creativity. Think about it, you are tearing down some, a part of a city or a building, for example, because a lot of people may be disappointed about this destruction, this demolishing, But out from that, it may come something new, something great. But the same thing goes with like creating something new in somewhere it can have also a bad impact on the people around it. Just to give you the philosophical aspect of it. But I wholeheartedly feel that we, with people creating things, we can move towards a better world. So yeah, I really excited for what to come. I just believe, yeah, we have to believe and we have to pray and just feel that this coming year will be the end of this whole situation and we can move on and be healthy and try to build on a, like, you start small. Everybody start with the nearest people around them. All first of all, you start with yourself. Start like making the right actions, doing the deeds, doing the right things, and that will have a better benefit of yourself. And that energy that you build then out of yourself will automatically influence people around you. It's like you are the source, and from that it will spread rings on the water. Like it influenced you first, it influenced the near people around you, your family, friends, then your community, and there's no limits to it. There are many there are many people with of good examples like this, and I believe what I've been listening to from Elon Musk, I hope he's one of them, because the thing that I'm writing about in the article that I mentioned here is related to this. I mean, social media can, I'm all for it. I told you, I said that. I believe it can have a great impact on human mankind. On the other hand, I believe it may cause exclusion and destruction if it's used for the wrong purpose together with authority. Because this is what I believe, or this is what's true. Once a company is becoming too powerful, and I mean anyone, any company, you have so many right now in the world. When they become too powerful, they will at some point become politicized. There's no way around it. Because power leads to decision making and it leads, in the end, infiltrating or affecting or participating in politics. It's no way around it. And we see this with these giant big tech social media platforms right now. So I believe it can have a great purpose and it can better humanity. But if it's in the wrong hands and used for the wrong agenda and becoming authoritarian, tyrannic, and totalitarian, it will cause exclusion and it will cause destruction and it may be fatally for people. But that's the thing what I want to say about Elon Musk. From what I know, and I don't know much about him, I just seen like a few interviews for, I don't even know for how many years I know him. I mean I don't know him, but I know about him. It's not too many years, maybe 5 years, and I had not never really had any interest in him before. I just maybe the past 3 years or whatever. It's not important. But from what I seen and from him, what I can judge, I feel he's has good intentions. I really hope he's not. I'm not gonna mention any names, but I really hope he's not one of how can I say, one of that group Let's leave it with that. But with that said, I cannot wait. I cannot wait for starting a new company, starting new writing project, finishing this current writing project that I have. Like it only needs to be proofread one time now. More, I believe. I want to believe so. And then making the layout, adding the cover, and making it available on these platforms like digitally, as a paperback, and then yeah, there's so many things. It's sometimes I can't sleep, but tonight I will be able to sleep. But yeah, I think we passed 45 minutes. It became later than I planned. I just want to say thank you for everybody who participated, who came in, who watched live, who decided to watch later. And I think the thank you so much, E. That really appreciate that. It's great that you tune in. And in the future, good night. In the future, kind of, yeah, I don't know when it's gonna be another live stream, but it will for sure be one. But I'm going to try to make other kind of episodes where in more of an audio file, like a podcast format, just to try to experiment because I have other ideas for that. So yeah, I wish you everybody now, since it's the December 23rd. I hope you guys are off tomorrow as well, because tomorrow is, for me at least, a big day, and also on Saturday is the big day for me, for you guys. So I wish you everybody a Merry Christmas and take care, everybody. I'll see you later. Bye.